Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. This time we're going to create something like this. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is to create a light. Inside this light we need to go to Type, Square Parallel Spot. Now let's change Visible Light to Volumetric. Let's move to the Details tab and change the Auto Radio to 50 just for the moment. Let's go to Visibility and reduce the Auto Radio like in the middle, like that, and the sample distance to 6. Let's move down and select Use Gradient. Let's change the gradient color. A light one, like this one, and in this I'm going to use a darker one, like that one. Alright, if we hit render, we'll see something like this. Let's double click right here and create a new material. Change the name and put it light. Turn off the color, turn off reflectance, and turn on transparency. Let's go to Texture, Noise. Inside this noise, we need to change it. I'm going to use this one and the low clip to 25, like that. Change the animation speed to 0.2 and the movement to -1. Change the space of the texture to war and leave it like that. Let's now add this material to the light and hit render, and we have something like this. Let's move to mograph, cloner, add the light in the cloner. Now I'm going to create a disk and change the segments to 3 and make it editable. With the disk editable, let's go to Polygon and press UL and select this area. Go to Select, Set Selection, and we have this one right here. Go back to Object. Let's go to the Cloner object, change the mode to Object and add this tag right here. Change the distribution to Polygon Center, and now we need to adjust the light size. So let's go to Details. Let's change this a little bit like that, and this. If you turn off your cloner, you can now move this a little bit like this. Let's hit render and see what we have. Okay, select the cloner, go to mograph, effector, random. With the random selected, let's go to random mode, noise. Change the global to UV and the animation speed to 25 and the scale to 20. Go to parameter, turn off position and turn on scale. In seed scale, we need to change this one a little bit, something like 1.12. It's okay. If now you hit play, we have an animation for that. If we hit render, we have it like this. Next, let's create a helix. Change the start radius to 0 and the end radius to 0. Change the subdivisions to 3 and make it editable like that. Let's go to mograph, cloner, add this helix to the cloner right here and change the name. With the cloner selected, let's go to Object tab, Object. Add this disk over here, and now we just need to change the transform pitch 180. Select the random effector, hold down Control and drag it up. Let's change the name to random lines, and now let's add these random lines to the effector and the cloner helix. Let's turn off this and see what we have. Select the cloner helix, go to Object and change the count to 200. Let's go back to the random, fall off and add a spherical field, and let's change some things over here like this. Let's go to the render settings right here. Go to Effect, Sketch and Toon. Turn off everything and turn on Spline. Let's now check on the Shading tab. Background color off, object off. Double click on the Sketch and Toon material. Go to Thickness, change it to 1. Alone stroke. And let's go to Opacity, alone stroke. Reduce a little bit, and that's it for the moment. double click in this area and select this new material and change the name to base. Turn off color and turn off reflectance. Let's go to luminance channel, texture, gradient. Select the light that we have right here. Go to visibility and right click on color. Copy. Go back to your gradient, right click, paste. Let's change this one to circular, like that. Let's double click on the sketch and toon material, color, and let's pick the center of this one right here. Let's hit render and check what we have. It's almost done. Now we need to add an object. I already add this one, which is a building that I have. The first thing that we need to do is to take this base material and add it to the disk. Let's now hold down Ctrl and drag it to copy this one. Let's go inside and change the name. With this new material, we need to go to Luminance, Texture, Layer. Let's go inside this layer and hit Shader, Effects, Proximal. Change the proximal blend to Screen. Let's go inside this one. Add your object right here and turn on Use Edges. Change the end distance to 1. Right click on this texture, copy. Let's go inside the transparency, turn it on, texture, right click, paste. Change the refraction to 1.5 and reduce it a little bit, like that. Let's now add this material to your object right here. Turn on the lights and let's hit render to see what we have. Okay, I need to make this one a little bit smaller, like so. Move it up a little bit, like that. Let's hit render and check. With this object selected, let's go to Polygon and hit Ctrl A, right click, disconnect, and check in the cogwheel right here. Uncheck Preserve Groups and hit OK. Go back to Object. Let's go to Mograph Effector Plane. Add this plane inside your object. And let's go to Deformer Polygon. Let's go back to Parameters and change everything, like 15. Turn on the scale, Uniform Scale, -1. Let's go to Fall Off Linear Field and change the direction to -y. I'm going to move it up a little bit, turn everything off to see. Okay. Let's go back to Field and select Random Field. Change the blending mode to Overlay. And let's check again, something like that. Let's now hit render again and see what we have. We could probably add some glow to this area. Put it in 15. This one to 250. Probably 1. Alright. Let's hit render. With more time, you could make something better than this one. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Bye.